All right, I put on my good shirt, so let's get started. Hedera and ICP. Those are the two things we're going to talk about. I usually do 6 days a week tip tool coin analysis in the mornings, and in the evenings, if it makes sense, I do an update for Hedera and ICP, two of my larger holdings, because I believe they've got a lot of momentum and they're doing great things. So there's two things I wanted to point out. We're going to go through this fairly quick. This is Sunday. I recorded this earlier. I typically don't do one on Sunday, but I'm just publishing it on Sunday. First, we're going to talk about Hedera, Hashgraph. And watch this little video here regarding BitGo.
When you need it, when you build your own solution.
Oops, hold on, let's start at the beginning.
BitGo has been a custodian of many of our organizations, many of our clients, many of our partners. BitGo is also integrating the tokens service and the consensus service, what we call HTS and HCS, into their platform. And the value of doing this is when you build a new solution on Hedera, you can trust BitGo to be the custodian of that solution when you need it, when you build it.
Okay, so there you go. Now, you probably realize they have joined the governing council, and I think that was a while ago. That may have been like 6 or 8 months ago, BitGo. And if you're not familiar with BitGo, we'll talk about them in a second. I think this is huge. That's why I thought it would be worth bringing it to your attention, because it's things like this that keep me interested and make sure I don't sell and move to another project. BitGo has now integrated it such that if you're a developer on Hedera, you can utilize their services. And here is BitGo. In essence, what are they? Well, you can have many different wallets, however you want to do it. Simple, we're just buying and selling. But when it comes to things like having a third party manage it, well, why would you want to do that? You might think, well, I don't want to do that. But imagine if a company, maybe it's your company, and let's say you have 500 employees and you want to start holding Bitcoin or any other crypto. What are you going to do? You're going to use your own personal wallet? Probably not. The auditors and whatnot will say, no, don't do that. You're not just going to grab a random employee and say, hey, go make a MetaMask wallet. We're going to throw in like $1 million worth of Bitcoin. No, that's not going to happen. So third parties, and that's where they do this. They do it for, their custody wallets, hot wallets, cold wallets, but they do it for, let me see here, investors, trading firms, investment advisors, wealth management, exchanges, platforms, coin foundations, you name it. But for example, wealth management. So secure client asset for wealth management. They hold obviously the crypto. They also hold the keys in cold storage. So they've got a solution that I think is only going to grow exponentially over time as more and more people get involved, as more companies get involved, as more wealth managers and financial planners get involved and have to hold things for their clients. They're not going to want to have the liability. I mean, that's a whole nother issue of holding these things and losing the keys or making, screwing up like that. That could have huge ramifications. So building on Hedera, you've got this, and it's built in such that I guess through APIs and whatnot, you're going to be able to utilize it easily and quickly. I think that's huge for Hedera. Okay. ICP, something I wanted to point out with ICP. Now, this has been out for a while. Running AI models as real smart contracts. Artificial intelligence is huge. It's only growing bigger. And they had their latest milestone, Cyclotron. Cyclotron focusing on, I guess it's facial recognition. So they've had image recognition, they've got facial recognition, and both of these were out probably 2 months ago or so. When they did it, there's videos on how it works, so you can run it all within a smart contract. It's really interesting, but this is what I wanted to point out, and I wish they had dates on it, because I think this is huge. When they talk about their roadmap, what the future holds. Okay, real quick. Blockchain AI, still in early stages. We know this. Currently, smart contracts can run small AI models. They call this one ImageNet for online image classification. And then they've got a video where they show it recognizes his face. Short-term improvements will decrease latency and support larger models. Great. The long-term goal is to enable smart contracts to perform AI computations on GPUs. Think of the GPU networks. There's many of them out there. Let's just say render. Allowing both training and inference of large models fully on-chain. So the interoperability and the ability to access those types of networks to do the training and inference of these large models on-chain, I think that's huge. They just say long-term, explore API for deterministic AI computation, develop public specification for nodes, add subnets. But to me, the AI computation on GPUs is huge. We're going to keep an eye on this because I'm really hoping this happens in the next 3 months or so and people start taking advantage of it. If this is a 2 to 4 to 5 year thing, well, who cares? But let's see what happens. That's it for today. Hope this was helpful.